Hello people and welcome back to News Review. Haven't been recording in a while because real life is busy. I've pretty much not made videos on the entire Seiya collab, so this is, I guess, the video to catch up on some of that. So, in the seal, I've ranked the whole seal over here on the right. I don't think this series is particularly strong, except for one card that I think you should get. I ended up pulling, just for Ikki and Shun, not Seiya, but I ended up getting Seiya anyway. The card that I actually couldn't get, and is the best card in my opinion, is Shiryu. It took me more pulls for him than for anyone else, which is, sometimes happens, because the individual rates of each small prize is kind of low, and one small prize can usually just not come in the seal, right? Anyway, first off, the 8th sense. So this is a pretty good draconic skill, except for the fact that the craft apparatus cannot be charged up in the usual way. So that means you can't infinitely activate this, which I guess is reasonable, but also it means that, you'll have a large cooldown period after you use this. It also means that if the boss breaks your draconic, then, you can't do this, which is pretty bad, because this encompasses a lot of stuff that is sometimes in just the team skills, right? Sticky and burning, ignoring electrified as well. So yeah, so first off, Seiya. Seiya is a okay leader, but he still relies on heart runestones to recover, and light runestones, well, kind of, for his attack. So in here, yeah, he does generate light runestones, in his team skill, but there's no, I don't think there's any sharing, like there's no, some runestones have the effect of other runestones kind of deal going on. He does have a extension of the movement time regardlessly though, by 3 seconds, so that's pretty good. 6 seconds on, well no, it's only 3 because only the leader skills changed. And then you dissolve the board, and yeah, but oh, he does have that, but 25, yeah, this is, okay, this is a team skill, so 25 isn't that much, so he will be relying on light runestones for the max amount of attack. Of course, if you put all 5 of the quote-unquote main characters in, you will get a stat boost just like the other Saint Seiya series. His active is also unique, which is what gives him points towards this 175. The first active is relatively boring because it's just, well, I should change to here just because this is a bit better. Well, no, he transforms, so this first skill is okay, I guess. You ignore tornado and you have 3 more combos. This can be activated when he does not have his Dragonware equipped, and then when he does, he has 2 active skills. One is convert the board into a very nice board of all runestones, all types of runestones, and then he launches 5 attacks of all different attributes, so now light teams can solve quintet attack shields if you have this guy. However, that's pretty much all he's good for because there really isn't anything else. This one, absorb the first attack of the enemy, is fine, but you already have Honda, so not really. And then when he transforms, it's not much better. This is basically the same thing. It's, you add human runestones on, which is a nice attack boost, but nothing more than that. Ignition, which happened in the Kamen Rider collab as a free card, and a light human can do that now. Ignoring initial shield also happened in the Kamen Rider collab with Thouser, I believe that's the name of the guy, also light human. He does have both effects at once, but you don't really get to use that often unless there's like an enemy, for example, with initial shield and then also a burning shield. Could happen though, so yeah. And this effect is pretty much useless. This is a combined skill that is okay, but you won't really get to use this unless, you know, because it takes up 5 slots, right? So I'll just skip over that, you can read it if you want. Shun is not a very good leader because to achieve all her attack boosts, you'll have to do a lot of things. You'll have to dissolve a group of 7 or more runestones, and then this just isn't very like easy to achieve because you're losing out on 25 a 25 times multiplier by not doing that. And then her actives are okay. You can ignore fixed combo shield, also explode electrify, so that's pretty okay. And then of course she transforms, and then, you know, the same thing here. You lose 25 times attack boost by not dissolving 7 or more runestones in a group. After she transforms, her EP skills are okay. This is a controlling skill, so that's pretty good, but apart from that, not really. Here, yeah, this is also why it is kind of hard to achieve the maximum multiplier. So when you have full HP, then team attack times 4, but when you have less than 60% HP, then you launch an extra attack from Shun, as much as 4 times of her attack, provided that you don't have, you know, Icky in the team. Even if you do, it's better to be at full HP. And then if you're at somewhere between 60 and full, then you just don't get this, which is kind of weird. Next is Icky, who has pretty good damage output, pretty good HP. However, it's kind of like, it is sometimes kind of janky to get him to a low HP level because he has to be at that level to get his maximum attack boost. So HP and recovery times 1.5 on both sides, that's pretty good. He can have fire members and dark members, and of course saints. His first active skill cuts half your HP, 49%, and then you convert 2 columns of runestones into 1 attribute, which is the attribute under the character. His second active transforms and explodes explodes all columns below fire members to generate enchanted fire runestones. Then pretty much the same thing here. You, like, one thing you do want to pay attention to is to dissolve either fire, 2 out of 3 of fire, dark, and heart to get this extra attack boost. He does have 2 types of attack runestones, fire and dark. And then this his first active becomes 3 columns instead of 2, and then his second active is okay because it now explodes weather runestones and petrified runestones, and then is also a controlling skill. In the team skill here, this is why his attack multiplier is hard to work with. At full HP, it's team attack times 4, which is not that good. 10 to 59%. He launches 2 extra attacks, as much as 4 times his attack, which is pretty good because you'll have him at both the leader and the ally. When you're 9% or less, then you get everything plus recovery times 2, and at the end of the round, turn all runestones into enchanted runestones. So this can usually get activated because of this, you know, the willpower effect. But, you know, as you know, although there are less nowadays, enemies often have ignore, damage reduction, and willpower, and, you know, controlling your HP when that happens is going to be kind of hard. Next, Shiryu. Not a leader, but I'll explain why I think he's so good. It's because of two things. One is his active when he does not have his Dragonware equipped, which is this one. Restores all runestones to normal state, restores all cracked positions. He does kill himself after one round, which is not very good. And he does give you a debuff, which is when you move, you take damage. But I believe it's justified because the second effect and the third effect are so powerful. Earth Human doesn't have that, and as you know, I love Earth Humans. But apart from that, his other OP skill is this one, after he transforms. This one's pretty good as well because you ignore Quintet Elemental Shield, although Doya can already do that if your leader is Earth. But this is good as well because he has an attack boost of 7. This can actually give you a lot of benefit though. So it is EP 10, but by dissolving 10 or more runestones in the first batch, the first 100 runestones to be dropped will be Enchanted Earth. So you can get a lot of combos this way by dissolving it in a 4-3-3 fashion. So that adds up to 10, and then the runestones just keep dropping, and then you can get over even like the 33 combo shields, right? That are kind of insane. And then obviously this also gives a lot of attack if your whole team is Earth, right? So yeah, that's why this card is a must get, especially because it's a small prize. The next card is kind of a must get because, wait, wrong order. Hyuga's not a must get. Hyuga is kind of weak because he doesn't really do anything that unique. The one thing that is unique is this. When he switches, for 2 rounds the team will not be poisoned. Other than that, he launches water and fire attacks, and as I've said in the past, Tandro is better at that. And yeah, he's not a very good leader either. Pandora you should get because she reduces your recovery to 0 and also electrifies the enemy. So this is the second card that can electrify the enemy. The other one is the second Dark Human card, that is. The other one is from the 7 Deadly Sins collab, which I don't have, so this is pretty good. Orphe is the stock standard whole seal buffing kind of card, where if you have 3 or more Saints, then you have a stat clear and also hypnotize, which is, I mean, that's okay, right? Gemini Ken is okay because you can eliminate 3 types of runestones, and then, well, that's that. And then he also has Ignite, so that's why Seiya's value is further diminished. Bonding skills, this is basically kind of like irrelevant because it increases your damage by 50% on like god enemies, human enemies, something like that. Some of them do add your EP, so I'm sure some people will find ways to exploit that to clear stages faster, but in general, nothing that significant. Combo count +2 might come in handy, but you know. They also have new Dragonwares. Just get the Dragonwares. There's not much to say about this. You always get Dragonwares, even if they're, you know, not that good, but for the character, they are good. Next is, oh yeah, Athena. I didn't put her on here because this video is late and, you know, people might not have collected all of them, but she is okay. She obviously buffs Saints the most, but each human launches an extra attack as much as 50%, so that's 1.5 times. And then at the end of each round turns her own column into enchanted runestones of 5 attributes in order, which is pretty okay. The one thing is that she is a god who buffs humans, so it's probably difficult to find another situation to fit her into a team that isn't Seiya or anyone else in this seal, really. So yeah, the rest of this is old news, so let's move on to new news. First off, Thanatos and Hypnos. So Thanatos and Hypnos are both in Ancient Wars, I believe. Or Thanatos in Ancient Wars. No, they have a team skill, but Thanatos in Ancient Wars and Hypnos is in an ultimate stage. So Thanatos clears Petrite runestones, it's a converter, and lets you launch extra attacks. Not particularly good. Hypnos clears frozen runestones, is a converter, and has a 1.8 attack and recovery boost for light and god. Not that good. Their bonding skill though is pretty unique. So if you take the character runestone of Hypnos or Thanatos respectively and don't dissolve the character runestone, then you can convert runestones on the right and left sides of the character runestones into light or dark, depending on obviously whose runestone you're picking up and not dissolving. So I think this is pretty unique because you'll essentially get one horizontal line, right, of 3 runestones after the round, which may come in handy. Next is Gemini Saga Surplus. This is in the challenge stage. This card is pretty good because he explodes 3 types of runestones to generate dark runestones, and this other thing is, kind of relevant because he gives himself a 4 times attack boost effectively, and that's not that much. And also obviously you have to have this condition. Last and probably least is the bi-weekly card for a human. One thing to be said is that it does ignite the enemy and then immediately attack it, but there are plenty of fire cards that can ignite, so not that good. Next is the celebration events, which I don't think there's anything in here. This ultimate stage isn't that good. Oh, obviously the October challenge. I will probably make videos on this, so that's that. Clearing level 10 will give you a Core of Doom, and also Protagonist the Savior's redemption coupon, so that's why you want that. They're putting obviously the inventory slots in here again, so you want to clear that. And apart from that, I don't think there is anything else. Nope. Well, that is it for this week's New Year's review. I don't know when the next one will be, hopefully soon. But yeah, if you are watching this after me not uploading for so long, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!